साथ ही प्रोफेसर अनूप मिश्रा से अनुरोध करूंगा कि वो मंच पे बने रहें, क्योंकि अगली वार्ता और ज्ञान का ये ट्रांसफर उनके द्वारा हम सबके बीच संपादित होगा। मैं इस सत्र के चेयरपर्सन्स डॉक्टर AC अग्रवाल, जो IMA के पूर्व अध्यक्ष हैं और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हेल्थ सर्विसेज में मेडिकल स्पेशलिस्ट हैं, उनसे और अपने दूसरे वरिष्ठ सीनियर डॉक्टर ब्रिजमोहन से, जो डायबिटीज़ के एक बहुत सशक्त हस्ताक्षर हैं इस शहर में, ट्रेनर हैं और एक माकूल विशिष्ट स्थान रखते हैं, उनसे अनुरोध करूंगा कि वो चेयरपर्सन्स की तरह मंच पे स्थान ग्रहण करें और अगले वैज्ञानिक सत्र की कार्यवाही संपादित करवाएं। डॉक्टर प्रोफेसर अनूप मिश्रा, Anoop Mishra is the chairman of Fortis CDOC Center of Excellence for Diabetes and Metabolic Diseases and Endocrinology and director of National Diabetes, Obesity and Cholesterol Foundation and Diabetes Foundation of India. He has been a faculty at the Department of Endocrinology and Human Nutrition at Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas, Texas, USA. He is former professor of internal medicine at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. He has published over 300 scientific papers in international journals. He has given 26 named orations in India and neighboring countries. He is a member of editorial board of 15 international journals. And last but not the least, let me mention that he has been personal physician to 2 former Prime Ministers of India. Now I request Professor Anoop Mishra, after handing this mic over to the chairpersons, to kindly start his deliberations.
कुमारी नीलिमा एक पुष्पगुच्छ द्वारा हमारे दूसरे चेयरपर्सन डॉक्टर ब्रजमोहन का वेलकम करें और पद्म श्री प्रोफेसर अनूप मिश्रा हमारे बीच में हैं। जोरदार तालियां बजाइए। खास बात यह है कि 2007 में आपको पद्म श्री अवार्ड हुआ है और डॉक्टर विधान चंद्र राय, जिनके नाम पे डॉक्टर्स डे मनाया जाता है, उनके नाम पे भारत सरकार ने एक डॉक्टर VC राय अवार्ड प्रारंभ किया था। वो माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय द्वारा आपको मिल चुका है और भारत के 2 प्रधानमंत्रियों के आप पर्सनल फिजिशियन रह चुके हैं। तो जोरदार तालियां डॉक्टर अनूप मिश्रा के लिए।
Thank you, Dr. Praveen, and it is indeed a privilege to be part of this Golden Jubilee organization of the Kanpur University and to chair a session in which Professor Anoop Mishra, the noted diabetologist all over the world, he will be giving you a talk about the metabolism and the nutrition in Indians. Friends, this is a time of prevention of disease, as you have learned from the learned chairpersons and the chief guests. Obesity is a very prevalent problem and it is a preventable disease, especially in childhood and adolescence. If you take care of your lifestyle, then the disease is preventable and the complications, the metabolic complications and heart disease. Obesity is a disease. Firstly, everybody has to understand it and to speak on this subject, how to prevent it, because it is not just eating more and less physical activity that is obesity. It is not. There are genetic factors and there are new genes which are being discovered which are accounting for the obesity. So I invite Professor Anoop Mishra to give his talk. Professor Mishra.
Thank you, sir. First of all, let me thank Dr. Katyar for and the organizing committee for wonderful function that they have organized and honoring me. I thank them. It's always, Kanpur almost मेरी home city है. मैं वैसे लखनऊ को belong करता हूँ. I often come to Kanpur and it's always a pleasure to come back to this city. मैं जानता हूँ कि आप लोग लंच का वेट कर रहे होंगे शायद. हाइपोग्लाइसीमिया शायद हो रहा होगा, आप लोग को शुगर कम हो रही होगी. बट मैं जो कहने वाला हूँ, इतने दूर से आप लोग आए, बहुत अलग अलग यूनिवर्सिटी से इतनी दूर से आप लोग आए हैं, इतनी दूर देर से बैठे भी हुए कि जो मैं कहूँगा उसका ध्यान से सुनिएगा, क्योंकि इसमें कई चीज़ें टेक्निकल हैं और कई चीज़ें सेमी टेक्निकल हैं. बट मैं जो कहूँगा ये अक्रॉस द बोर्ड, चाहे वो फार्मेसी के स्टूडेंट्स हों, चाहे मेडिकल हों या नॉन मेडिकल हों, उन सबको समझ में आ जाएगा बड़ी आसानी से. और जहाँ पर भी ज़्यादा टेक्निकलिटी की बात होगी मैं उसको एक्सप्लेन करता रहूँगा. ये देखिए टाइम का कवर है. दिस इज द कवर ऑफ टाइम. और टाइम दिस इज 5 years back, almost 5 years back. It says, is DNA your destiny? No, it is not. People tell me often when they come to me, they say my father and my mother both are diabetic. So I'm destined to be diabetic. Am I destined to be diabetic? I said no. You can fight your DNA, but it is difficult fighting it. And everything that I say needs to be scientific. And I appreciate Dr. Ravikant's comments on the scientific evidence, because many people can say anything. You can say anything that this reduces weight, this cures diabetes. Unless you have a proper scientific evidence of a proper clinical trial, you will not be able to say. So apply the scientific principles clearly, and then you can have the slide back. Yeah. If you are obese, you can cut away your obesity. You can cut away your future aspects of many diseases. Now, I will run through this presentation keeping these two things in mind, because this is what it is, that you can alter your destiny, you can alter your DNA, you can have epigenetic changes in your DNA if you do everything right. This is, can anybody tell me what this is? Somebody at the back? Nobody in this hall can tell me what this is? These are beta cells of pancreas which secrete insulin, because there lies the crux of the matter. At the center of the body, beta cells run. And if we can alter the kinetic of beta cells, we can do so many things. And we'll see in the presentation how the things are. After 3 million years of evolution, we have lost only body hair, almost the same as earlier. Well, why we have lost body hair, apart from becoming obese and becoming like a chimpanzee which is next to? Because our hormones also going down, and male hormones also going down with obesity, and that's why we are losing our hair and everything else. Can anybody identify what this is? गिलेरी जिसको कहते हैं हम हिंदी में कहते हैं. But this is the hero of a movie called Ice Age. अगर किसी ने Ice Age देखी है तो उसके हीरो name is Scrat. अब देखिए Scrat beer पी रहा है. Scrat is also having Coca-Cola everywhere, on the street, here in Kanpur, on the way to Kanpur from Lucknow. And this is what is happening to Africa. And here, these people are, old, the archaic people in Africa. They say instead of hunting gazelle today, how about ordering a pizza and eating the delivery man? ये एक मार्केट प्लेस है दिल्ली में, और इसमें से 2 लोगों का मैं वर्णन करना चाहता हूँ यहाँ पर. एक तो लेफ्ट साइड में है, ये ऑफिस वर्कर है. ही साइकिल्स 5 किलोमीटर डेली. BMI जानते हैं आप सब लोग? बॉडी मास इंडेक्स सब लोग जानते हैं, kg/meter², and that is the measure of obesity. So can anybody tell me what this BMI is? 19.5 of this person, is it normal BMI or abnormal BMI? Anybody? Abnormal. Yes. Somebody said abnormal. Normal. Right. This is absolutely normal BMI. And I will come to this BMI again, because there's something in the abstract root that needs correction. BMI is 19.5, absolutely on the lower side of normal. And the waist circumference, can anybody tell me what this waist circumference is? Normal, abnormal for men? Anybody? normal. What is the abnormal for men? We'll come to that again. Normal. So this guy probably will never develop diabetes. But look at this guy. What do you say? This is not a very fat guy. This is looks okay to me. It looks okay to you also. But look at a little bit of abdominal bulge here. This guy, RK, 35 years old, runs a small shop, sedentary. Important, sedentary. BMI 22.5. Now this is upper limit of normal. And waist circumference beyond normal, 93 centimeter, but not too abnormal. These are not too problematic parameters. But let's look at this guy again. This guy, we do a magnetic resonance scan at a lumbar vertebra magnetic resonance scan to look at the fat inside the abdomen, below the skin and inside the abdomen. What you're seeing here, white, is all fat. So this guy with a 93 centimeter waist circumference, which is not high, and a BMI, which is upper limit of normal, is full of fat. Everything is fat. Below the skin, inside the abdomen, and inside abdomen fat is terrible. It's particularly harmful. And if you look at the parameters, those who know about this, so waist circumference 93, fasting insulin 203, almost 10 times high. When the insulin goes high, that means pancreas is ineffective. Now insulin is not being effective, and that's why it is producing higher and higher amount of insulin. Fasting glucose beginning to rise. 100 is the normal, 118. Triglyceride 3 times higher. And HDL cholesterol way too low. So every metabolic parameter is becoming abnormal in this guy who, if a white man sees this guy, says, well, this is thin guy. Not thin. This is obese, and this is the story of Indian people. They are thin, many of them, and yet fat, and when they develop fat, they will develop more fat. You know, we have a lot of security problems, but we have guys to tackle it, isn't it? These are the guys. Their security belt is huge. But what I'm looking at is behind the belt. Behind the belt is the liver. And this is the cut section of the liver of this guy, which is full of fat. It is called fatty liver. And there are some cells inside which are inflammatory cells causing problems further. This guy, who's the older guy, has fatty liver but also fibrosis occurring. These are not very high class or high paid jobs. They are middle class people. And this guy, another middle class guy, when beside liver we tried to look at his muscles of the feet using magnetic resonance spectroscopy. All this is published data. The muscles contain full of fat. So muscle in between intramyocellular triglyceride. So we have a person who's thin, full of fat. We have livers. So look at the seemingly innocuous fat in the liver causing sequential problems in a person. And every day, today, we see cirrhosis of liver in patients in the clinic. This is the pancreas of non-obese, non-diabetic subject. We published this in PLOS One recently. And look at the huge pancreas in a person who is non-obese with diabetes. Meaning thereby it is full of fat again and causing impingement in various cells, mostly beta cells, and decreasing the insulin secretion. So, there is an article, this is an article, who written the article. But anyway, this article, which is there in the abstract book, says that obesity measures are 19 to 25 and 25 to 30 in Indians. No, not at all. Our obesity measures are lower because we develop problems, as you have seen, at a lower level of weight and lower level of waist circumference. So those of you who are quoting or doing any studies on obesity, these are, and this is published, we published quite some time back, 7 years back, that overweight is defined as above 23 BMI. So between 18.5 and 23 is normal BMI, and above 25 is the obesity in Indian population as opposed to 25 and 30. And waist circumference above 90 in men and above 80 in women. So hope now you have got, all of you have got the normal body parameters, and if you are above this, you better watch out. Or your parents or brothers, sisters are above it, you better watch out. Now, bad shape leads to bad metabolism. High body fat leads to high resistance of insulin, high abdominal fat, high free fatty acid, which are the most poisonous substances in the blood. High liver fat leads to, again, inflammation, like low-grade fire in the liver. And this goes out of the liver. And low muscle mass. We have low muscle mass because, as I told you, it is muscles are full of fat. That means our muscles are low, and even muscles have an increased amount of fat. That leads to low glucose and fatty acid metabolism. And glucose insulin action is the key. And those of you who are in biochemistry or read insulin action, insulin attaches to these receptors, goes inside, there are cascades of events, and the glucose goes in after that. If insulin is not performing well, glucose will not go inside and do proper energy metabolism. And many things, but most importantly, these fat will impair glucose metabolism in various ways. And once that is impaired, we have increased sugar, increased triglyceride, like in that guy with 93 centimeter waist circumference, which is occurring, decrease in the HDL cholesterol, which is directly related to heart risk, increase in the blood pressure, increase coagulation, increase in the bad LDL particles, and which leads to heart attack. So you think that we have to measure all these things to look at this, so who's got a bad insulin action? No. We can, besides looking at body, BMI, and waist circumference, we can look at this neck. Look at this neck. Guys, there, please concentrate on this. Look at this neck. This neck has extra fat, what is usually buffaloes have. And you know, you can sequentially from back to front, आप लोग आपस में देख सकते हैं किसका buffalo है कि नहीं है. You don't need to be a doctor to see this. But there is also, additionally, there is a dark line, what is called as acanthosis nigricans. Sorry. So this is dark line, this is the extra fat, and all this, if anybody has that, maybe some of your relatives or friends may have that, then they better get themselves checked up because they are insulin resistant people. Any such thing of insulin resistance increasing the age by several years. So accelerated aging, and we measure it by something called as pulse wave velocity, which in this case, in a person who's around 63 years of age, this is the normal. You look at this is normal. His pulse wave velocity, meaning hardening of arteries, is way above. So his age is 62 years, but actually internal age is approximately 90 years. We do this every day, and we tell the person, you are on the accelerated aging mode. Nobody lives more than 90 or 100 years, so your life is limited, and this is predominantly because of bad insulin action. And endgame, as you see, that India has increasing amount of obesity, increasing amount of the diabetes, and it is sitting on the bombshell at this point of time. And it is they're not A-level major cities, but also cities like Kanpur and Lucknow, which are at very high risk. Now this is the Bloomberg market, this is the finance magazine, and this tells a 10-page story of how diabetes has changed in India. And tells us about this very poor woman who was previously very hard worker in Bihar and now in Bombay. And previously hard worker, now sitting as a vendor, and developed gangrene of the foot. You know gangrene of the foot? Where the blood supply of the foot goes off and the foot becomes totally black and has to be cut. Now this lady did not know what a diabetes was, and her husband has tuberculosis. So here is a double jeopardy. One, A person has communicable disease, other non-communicable, knowledge is zero, and how to prevent this is zero. Similar, these three people, my patients, previously farmers, sold their land, bought this Porsche in Delhi, they were obese, huge, all diabetic, two of them had recently had a heart attack. So, this liver is directly connected to heart. This is the cross section of the heart. You can see thickness of the heart. How thick the heart is in this patient with fatty liver. And this liver causes inflammation which affects the arteries and causing thrombosis. So this is inflammatory diabetes or heart disease because of fat is an inflammatory disease. Diabetes is very severe in Indian population. It occurs 10 years younger, often occurs in non-obese people, I told you. Patients often come late, and kidney and heart problems are much more common in Indian people than the Western people. Now look at this. This is a person with diabetes with thrombosis here and protein leakage here. This guy cannot see much. Look at the blind spots in this guy. And similarly, this lady recently came to me with severe nerve damage in the lower limb and causing muscle damage. She can hardly get up because of poorly controlled diabetes. And this is the diabetic foot, and you can see architecture of the foot being totally lost, and this person later developed ulcer which could not be treated because of bad blood supply and bad nerves. So what is the problem? What is the problem with Indian diets? Here I come to a very basic thing, diet. Every day you are taking something, but what are you taking? That makes you and a future generation coming out of you. Now this is I went from Delhi to Mussoorie. On the way I decided to stop and have a meal and look at what is being sold in the shops. And this is a shop everywhere. In Kanpur, on the way from Lucknow to Kanpur, full of chips and colas, and this is the dal which I had, which is cost 10 rupees, and it's full of butter on the top. This meal is consumed by thousands of millions of Indians every day, and it's so harmful because of high content of trans fatty acid in this that those who are not going to develop diabetes will develop diabetes in no time. And this is also everywhere. This is a Delhi scene, potbelly restaurant, and how to potbelly. So these are the restaurants which are everywhere with the Western fast food. This is the type of saturated fat consumption which is increasing in India from 1972 to 2010, and sugar consumption. You think sugar is bad? It's extremely bad. It's not even bad, it's extremely bad, because here is the science, cover page of science, say toxic truth about sugar. And they say sugar is as bad as alcohol. They say sugar, chronic ethanol exposure. They compared the two things, ethanol exposure, fructose exposure. Hypertension, heart problem, lipids problem, pancreatitis, obesity, liver dysfunction, which I showed, everything which is produced by alcohol can be produced by sugar. And our intake of sugar, this is the graph which we published some time back. Graph for Indian population is highest in the world. Our sugar consumption, highest in the world. It's not only sugar, it is the gur, it is honey, and many mithais and other things which are made of sugar. And this is the sugar sweetened beverages. If there is something extremely harmful, it is the cola. And this is the type of increase that we are seeing, not only in adult population, but we had done study in children, majorly. And every shop is full of colas, and these colas, if we curtail these colas, we have some leeway that we can curb epidemic of obesity and diabetes. Now, anybody heard of trans fatty acid? Anybody? Trans fatty acid? I'm surprised.
Yes.
Trans fatty acid are the most toxic substances in the diet. Most toxic. And they can impair anything. Liver cells, endothelium, or fat cells, and produce arterial block, sudden death, diabetes or even increase cancer risk. Now, where do you have trans fatty acid? In the middle benches. Here. Look at this. What you are eating every day. This is the limit of trans fatty acid here. And here is potato chip, bhujia, bread pakoda, tikki, aloo samosa, some French fries, gulab jamun, bhatura, paratha. Saturated fat is blue and trans fatty acid is red. You are going to eat 300% of trans fatty acid of beyond the limit if you are having, say, French fries or bhatura. Directly impairing your liver function in short period of time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and liver function. This is our study with the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, which we have not published. This is the, Komchawala from Lucknow. I recently photographed this. The way you make food makes absolutely, it's extremely important to see that you cook well. Now this is the kadhai, and I stayed there next to this Komchawala for 1 hour. I told him serving 20 customers, heating, reheating the same oil. Look at this, this is our IIT Delhi study. Whatever oil you use at home or otherwise, or here in this university or 5-star hotel, if you heat and reheat, the trans fatty acid goes up any oil. This is the vanaspati. Most of the 5-star will use vanaspati. Look at the trans fatty acid content of vanaspati. Huge, 20, 30, 40%. And only increases the moment you heat and reheat. So, if you are heating and reheating oil at high temperature, not only trans fatty acid, but advanced glycation end product, which will increase insulin resistance and atherosclerosis. This is one of the prime thing as far as Indian cooking is concerned and causes problem. So what about Indian data? I mean, we are looking at, we are saying that we should generate some data, and what about international data, what about Indian data, and so on. These are the various diet charts from American Diabetic Association. And look at this, 1940s, 1984, 2005, 1992. Essentially, they look different, but essentially the same. Fruits, grains, proteins, vegetables, dairy. And 1940 almost resembles 2011. Nothing has changed, but a couple of concepts have changed. For example, you will say, many of the people say, 4 food groups are stuff that is bad for you, stuff that really bad for you, stuff that will kill you now, and stuff that will kill you later. Is that so? Not correct. There are a couple of change in the concepts in the diet. Look at grains, fish, broccoli, eggs. Eggs are not bad. Chocolate, dark chocolates, nuts, blueberries. I'll come to this. So we have the thumbs up for nuts, vegetable fruit, eggs, whole grain, milk, yogurt, fish, dark chocolate, red wine, in Western countries, coffee. Bad, aerated drink, absolutely no. Packaged processed food, fried starches, sugars, partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, whatever becomes solid in winters, whichever oil is bad for you. Most of the saturated fat, high salt and high carbohydrate diet. What about Indian study? We say that we have to generate data from Indian study. Now look at this, our traditional pistachio nuts. Nobody has ever studied this. Whether a handful of pista taken every day will benefit you in some way or not, our folklore, it will benefit. Well, we did a case-controlled study, that's designed and published in Nutrition some time back. It decreased obesity, insulin resistance, decreased lipid, decreased inflammation, and decreased oxidative stress over 6 months' time. So, a good amount of nuts in people with obesity and metabolic syndrome over 6 months helped. Similarly, we looked at almonds in diabetic patients. Again, same study design, no weight gain, marginal weight loss, significant decrease in waist circumference, significant improvement in the sugar parameters and lipids, and significant reduction in inflammation. So, again, almond nuts are good for Indian people. And what about the oils? These are the oils which we use over 6 months in people who had liver fat. Like I told you earlier. And olive oil by unsaturated fatty acid content is very high. Very good fatty acid. So not all fats are bad. Mufa is good. Canola, high monounsaturated fatty acid versus non-high monounsaturated. 3 oil. Over 6 months, 50 to 60% of the people with fatty liver no more had fatty liver. And they had increased insulin sensitivity, better lipids. So oil change, single point oil change, nothing else change. Improved over 6 months majorly. And here, interesting story. We are talking about Ayush. I went to Ayush to say that we will do scientific study on cinnamon. They refused to fund us. Why? Because we did not actually adhere to Charat Sansa, written 2000 years back. They said, if you don't adhere to Charat Sansa, we will not fund you. Open mind, a scientific temper is what is needed for your young people. You should apply proper scientific, with whatever you're testing, Ayurvedic product, alternative medicine. We did on our own. Metabolic syndrome, people with metabolic syndrome who consume enough cinnamon. And look at the improvement in blood pressure, in glucose, in triglyceride, increase in the LDL cholesterol, decrease in the waist circumference. These are unpublished data. At 6 months using cinnamon in a proper amount. And this is a very, very controlled trial, very quality controlled trial. Omega-3 fatty acid, these are Eskimos, that they eat a lot of seal, fish and their oil, but do not have heart problem because omega-3 fatty acid found in seal oil decreases the heart problem. Omega-3 fatty acid is rarely present in vegetarian. How many of you are vegetarian? Raise your hand. So look at this. Majorly here people are vegetarian. They will not get omega-3 fatty acid. Only thing is flaxseed. Flaxseed here. Look at this. Flaxseed, mustard seed, fenugreek, walnuts, almonds, canola oil, olive oil, soybean oil, and eggs. These will give you a little bit of omega-3. This which is good for heart. And rest are all fish. Those who are fish eaters should have more of salmon. This is the omega-3 content of various sea fishes. And it's so good that various diets have been designed on omega-3. They can slow aging, they can have decrease in heart problem. They also show to decrease diabetes, nervous disorder, and many other problems. And there you can see the various types of diets which have been designed on omega-3. So oils, I've already told you, there are several oils, and we look at several things to look at which is a good oil. Any oil which is good on MUFA and omega-3 is a good oil. So what do we do as far as us Indians are concerned? This is a major slide. Please pay attention to this slide. Increase fruits and vegetables, 4 to 5 helpings per day. Increase fiber, whole grains, atta, more wheat atta, porridge, oats, very good. Maize, jawar, whole plus grams. Increase omega-3 fatty acid, fish, rajma, black gram, lobia, baked beans, flaxseed. Increase other items in mufa, soybean, nuts, almonds, walnuts, peanuts, cooking medium, olive oil, canola oil, mustard oil, rice bran oil, soybean oil. Restrict and avoid the saturated fat, vanaspati, and berries. This is the recent. Those who eat berries will gain less weight and their metabolism will be better. This is American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, and berries are falsa. Blackberry. Anybody? Hindi? What is Hindi for blackberry? Jamun. Shahtut. Raspberry. Strawberry. Indian gooseberries, amla, and blueberry. This is straight from American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, highest rated journal in the world as far as nutrition is concerned. So exercise, the final lap, say, Garfield, I put on the running shoes, jogging shorts and sweatpants, that's enough exercise for today. Many of you do that? No? How much exercise you should do? Maybe when you go to buy hamburgers, you can do a treadmill at the same time. We develop diabetes. Now this is the Indian graph and this is the white people. At faster rate, at earlier age. And to prevent diabetes, we have to intervene very early and aggressively. And hence, I'll leave the slide alone. We should do how much exercise? Somebody can tell me? How much? 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 5 days a week is the international advisory. What we have put here, 60 minutes, 7 days a week. Now how will you use the 60 minutes? आप जा रहे हैं सब सुबह क्लास के लिए, कोई और जा रहा है ऑफिस के लिए. 30 minutes of structured physical activity, moderate intensity, which will be 6 km per hour on a treadmill. So it makes you breath quicken, and you cannot talk 1, 2, 3 sentences at one go. 2, 3 sentences in one go. That is the moderate kind of exercise. 15 minutes of exercise between classes. While you're gossiping on other things, please walk. And 15 minutes of strength training. Not only for boys, for women. All our patients do it because our muscles are terribly weak. And the previous slide which I left, we showed that genetically there is a gene called myostatin which makes our muscle weak. So we have to do small weights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kg, that's all. You don't need to lift heavy weight like a great khali or something. So this is your exercise prescription for you people, not for, you say, well, this exercise should be done by somebody who's diabetic, who's 50 years old. No, you should do to prevent diabetes. So I summarize my presentation. Rising obesity, metabolic syndrome and diabetes in India are being fueled by bad nutrition and physical inactivity. Besides choices of food, education and awareness about correct oils and frying practices are needed. Correct choices of nutrients and oils will help in correcting this metabolic state. More intensive diet exercise is required for prevention and management of diabetes. All interventions should start at young age, not your age, before that. And new initiative should be given by government and other people, NGOs, this university for at the doorstep of the people for increasing their knowledge. Finally, before I finish my lecture, those of you, anybody MBBS or anybody who's interested, brothers, sisters, this is the 6-month certification course with British Medical Journal that we have started, and we are enrolling people now. Anybody who is interested can email or have a phone number. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Prof, for giving me this opportunity. And thank you all for sitting here till beyond the lunch time. I hope you will choose your food well from now on. At home, you will choose your oil. You will tell your mothers and the maids what is the correct way of cooking and what is the correct way of oil and what are the correct nutrients you will use. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anoop. Provided all the data that our obesity, our diabetes, Indian diabetes is different, and he gave you a complete prescription how to avoid obesity, how to live a healthy lifestyle, about food, about exercise, everything he has given a nice discourse. Thank you, Dr. Anoop Mishra, for enlightening us, and with that we close this session. Dr. Prof.
मैं अब डॉक्टर ब्रजमोहन, डॉक्टर एसी अग्रवाल से अनुरोध करूंगा कि हमारे की नोट स्पीकर डॉक्टर अनूप मिश्रा को एक स्मिथ चिन्ह और प्रमाण पत्र भेंट करें, और जोरदार तालियां बजाइए डॉक्टर अनूप मिश्रा के लिए। मैं अनुरोध करूंगा राजनंदी चतुर्वेदी से कि कृपया हमारे चेयरपर्सन डॉक्टर ब्रजमोहन को भी एक स्मिथ चिन्ह और प्रमाण पत्र भेंट करें। कृपया हमारे दूसरे चेयरपर्सन डॉक्टर एसी अग्रवाल को भी एक डॉक्टर एसी अग्रवाल को भी एक स्मिथ चिन्ह और प्रमाण पत्र भेंट करें। डॉक्टर नवनीत कुमार जी का जोरदार तालियां बजाइए आपके लिए। और मिर्गी का सामाजिक स्वास्थ्य पर क्या प्रभाव है, इस पे आप प्रकाश डालेंगे। आप डायरेक्टर और हेड मेडिसिन डिपार्टमेंट GSM मेडिकल कॉलेज कानपुर के हैं। दोनों चेयरपर्सन के लिए जोरदार तालियां।